This is the Golden Buggy back with another delivery. Today we're taking a look at Usopp, or Usohachi as he is known in Wano, the toad oil salesman from Banpresto's DXF Grandline Man Wano Kuni line of figures. So this is not my first DXF Wano figure. And if you want to check out the other ones, I have a playlist somewhere in the description. Anyway, the box is a little damaged, but what's important is we have the Toei sticker right there, and let's jump right in. This is a fairly weighted figure, fairly heavy as you would expect from Grandline men. Okay, there we go. No more tape to work with. Let's see. Oh wow, it comes in the Usopp itself comes in one piece, and then 2 swords and the base, so a total of 4 pieces that you put together. It doesn't have the pegs on the feet, it has the holes, so you could potentially oh no, it kind of stands up, but the hair bun is weighing it down. Okay, let's put this here for now. No, not the nose. So I think the easier way, instead of cutting on here, is through here. So these are just plain swords, not much to take note of. So they go both on his left side. Guess it doesn't matter which goes in first. See, there's a groove on his outfit and his belt thing, so that's where you put the swords. And there we go. Put him in the base. Just a quick rundown of specs. Usopp stands at about 7 inches, including the base, so that would be 6.75 without the base. And if you manage to make him stand up without the base and somehow have a solution for the bun of hair, and then I'll have the weight somewhere here. As for price, I got this luckily for around $19 US, so I think that's pretty good. Anyway, here he is next to the other members of the weakling trio, as the fans would call them. Chopper at around 3.75 inches, including the base, and the Nami from Glitter and Glamour at around 9 or 10 inches. And then we also have a pack of cards, standard size. So I hope this gives you an idea of how this figure compares to others. And if you really want to display the DXF weakling trio together, I will replace this Nami. There we go. That is how they'd look together. Right off the bat, I'm going to say that I'm not the biggest fan of this figure. I don't hate the character, okay? I love all the straw hats, but I don't think this represents Usopp well, especially what we've seen from him in Wano. I wish they added the toad on top of his head, or maybe the facial hair, similar to how Figure Zero did it, and I would have gotten that figure if not for it only being too expensive for a 5-inch or something figure. So likeness to character, I'd give this a 2.5/3. I'm not sure if I'm just unlucky or if the quality control for this figure in particular is lackluster compared to the other figures in the line, but this has so many paint defects. So here, right off the bat, you'll see smudges on the back as well. And similar to other DXF figures in this line, they have all the sculpts for the muscles, the nails, A little bit of shading here and there. I also love that they didn't skimp out on the detail in his bun. But yeah, there's just so many defects here and there that I'll show a close-up of. So for detail, I'm afraid I'll have to give this 1.8/3. Almost forgot to mention that when unboxing this figure, you have to be careful with his long nose, Pinocchio nose, or the part where the bun connects to the hair. It is supported by his back, as you can see here, but yeah, just something to take note of. Color. I noticed that this DXF Wano line of figures tend to favor a more natural color tone to them, although they are kind of dull, except for the Wano Robin figure, which I love. And that is especially the case with this Usopp. Yeah, it's just really dull. And if we look at the face, the lips, they kind of blend together. I wish it was the lips were a bit darker. So overall for color, I'll give this a 1.8/2. Base. I think this big base is a bit more justified for this figure compared to, say, the Wano Robin or the Chopper, which only take up about a square inch in the middle. So this figure, as we've seen, can technically stand up on its own if you find a way to deal with this big bun of hair. So for base, I'll give it a 0.8/1. Price. As I mentioned before, I got this figure for $19, which is great relative to the other figures, although I would love it even more if it was in the 17s maybe. So for price, I'll give this a 0.9/1. So going over to the scores that I gave it again: likeness to source 2.5, detail 1.8, colors 1.8, base 0.8, price 0.9, and that's a total of 7.8 if I did my math correctly. And do I recommend this figure? Well, if you're collecting the whole DXF Straw Hats in Wano, you don't have a choice. But if you just want a Wano Usopp, I think you'd be better off waiting for a price drop on the Figuarts Zero version. And if you're just looking for an Usopp figure in general, I think there are better options out there, especially those that feature his slingshot, because this is a disguise, so it's not really meant to represent the character 100%. That's about it for this video. In the coming weeks, I'll be reviewing more figures from this line, so if you want to stay tuned for that, a subscribe would be great. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this figure. Do you want it? Do you plan on getting it? What would you rate it over 10? Anyway, I hope you have a great day, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next delivery.